Hello, it is Sunday, March 19th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. Sorry for missing yesterday's crossword, the Saturday crossword. I was traveling and I had an extremely delayed flight, and it threw everything off. And I didn't know that was going to happen, of course, but I suspected there was a chance such a thing might happen. So I queued up that latest video from the Never Before series of crosswords from October 2015, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was a particularly impressive construction, so I really enjoyed that one. Check it out if you didn't watch it. It was really quite something. In any case, now I'm back in a hotel room for the next week or so, so I hope this audio quality is all right. And it's a Sunday puzzle today. So a big grid, a big themed jumbo-sized crossword grid. Whoops. And this Sunday edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Josh Lucas, Bradley Pirtle, Alex, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Showmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous ongoing support in sustaining this channel, keeping this whole series running. I do very much appreciate that, as I do appreciate the efforts and contributions of all of my patrons. So thank you if you are among them, and your efforts have not gone unappreciated. And if you'd like to become a patron yourself, you can do so at patreon.com/dailysolve, or the link in the description field underneath the video. And there, as a benefactor, you can get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, or as a patron at any level, of course, you can get access to all of the bonus videos that I've got up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And this past week so far, that has included the practice puzzle of the new Boss Words Spring Themeless League competition set, as well as one of the acrostic puzzles that has been queued up that will go up over the next weeks as well. And I did miss yesterday's mini puzzle speed solve just because of all of the sort of logistics going on this week. But I will do that when I get a chance. Hopefully in the next few days I'll have a moment to record that. So look forward to that if you're a patron. Again, thank you to all of the patrons. Do enjoy those videos if you're among them. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field underneath the video. That's free to join. And please do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not yet done so. That's a big help as well. Thanks to everybody who's done that. All right, let's get on to today's video. This was a construction by another debut constructor. We continue to have quite a few of these. This is Robert Ryan, his first puzzle for the New York Times, and it was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, shall we, and see what's in store with a themed puzzle today on Sunday. Texas terminus of I-35. So this is an interstate highway. I haven't a clue. In 6 letters, my first guess is Laredo. I don't know if that's correct, but let's check the downs. Supposed influence on Pink Floyd's The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. This was Pink Floyd's first album, and it's very much a psychedelic album. It's not so much in keeping with what Pink Floyd went on to become. This was sort of led by Pink Floyd's original frontman, Syd Barrett, who left the band due to sort of likely drug-induced mental illness. Anyway, I suspect the answer to this is LSD. That would confirm my guess that this might be Laredo, a guess based purely on word length. But let's see. 1 in the hand. 1 in the hand. An ace in a hand of cards. That could be it. And knock could be a knock on the door, or a rap on the door. Rapping at my cellar door. The Blank Tour 2023 Taylor Swift concert series that broke Ticketmaster. I don't know. I sort of vaguely heard that there was some sort of Ticketmaster issue with some recent Taylor Swift tickets, but I don't know what this is. This certainly looks like Laredo at this point, so I'm going to type that in, but I don't know the answer to this Taylor Swift thing. Relative of a June bug. A scarab, presumably, is a relative of a June bug, sort of beetle type of insect. And zone out, question mark. I haven't a clue about that, I'm sorry. Pride and Prejudice, surname Darcy, Mr. Darcy, character from Pride and Prejudice, there we go. Becomes unduly prominent, obtrudes maybe, or is there another? Obstructs, doesn't seem as likely. That seems plausible. Let's look at the crosses. This looks like depart, or departure, maybe? The Eras Tour? I don't know. Off. Yeah, I'm not sure. Fool from the Yiddish. Should I know this? I don't know. Yutz, maybe? Fortune 500 company whose logo is a blue infinity symbol. Blue infinity symbol. I'm not sure about that either. German article. Der is in Der Spiegel, the newspaper, for instance. I think that's probably... Oh, it could be D, though. It could be D-I-E as well, actually. Yeah. I don't know which it is. Sorry. 40 winks. Sleep, nap, place for a plug. Sport coached by Ted Lasso. Should be football, but will be soccer. Although, I'm only saying that because, not because soccer is an improper name. British people get very upset about usage of the phrase soccer, but it's actually a British term and was the more common term in Britain until, I think, the 50s or 60s when football became more common, but soccer was actually more commonly used until that point. So it's not really fair for British people to get upset about. Droop could be sag, and one giving creepy looks, an ogler, someone who ogles or leers. Yearbook signers, classmates. Your classmates might sign your high school yearbook. World's largest inland body of water. I'm not sure about... Oh, I wish I could just bring that to mind. I'm not sure offhand. That's frustrating. Thus far, poetically. Ere now, until this point. And you might see them now and again. I'm not sure. If something's shining intensely, it's a glare. And Milton, who designed the I Love New York logo. Milton Glaser? That sounds familiar. This is the sort of thing I've read about at some point. Wouldn't be on the forefront of my mind, but the crosses are helpful. Oh, maybe it's with an S, and the Caspian Sea. World's largest inland body of water. That sounds correct to me. The Caspian Sea. Milton Glaser with an S. Channel for watching NCAA games. ESPNU, ESPN sort of university sports, probably. I might have seen that before. That seems probably right. Oh, you might see them now and again, reruns on television. You might see them now and again because they're going to be rerun. Beginner's edition, something version. I'm not sure, but probably version for edition. Looks right to me. Particularly abbreviation could be especially. It's especially so. It's particularly so. Abbreviated. And Wisconsin Politico Tony. This I'm not sure. A handful. Not sure about that. Aid for a novice guitarist. Aid for a novice guitarist. Not sure. What do I think this could be? Yutz, maybe. So does that help with this? 40 wink. Oh, snooze. It does help. Okay, I'm going to say it's Yutz. That looks right to me and sounds right to me and fits with snooze. So I'm putting that in. Place for a plug. An ad break, or trying to think, because obviously you'd think an outlet, but I'm trying to think what else could this mean. And a plug could mean a sort of mention of a commercial product, but I'm not sure. Animal farm facility. Depart, zone out, depart. I don't know. Deport, maybe? Deportation, deport. I don't know. Off. is this? I don't know. Beginner's edition. Okay, I'm gonna need to find a new place to get another handle on things. Home of Bala Fort, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I don't know offhand. German. Oh, German article we do know though is D, not der, because we have this E here. So is that right? Fortune 500 company. I still don't know about this. Certain vaccine target. Ends with an S. Something plural. Measles? That fits. Does that help? Tony Evert or Evers or something maybe. I mean, that's a name. I'm just trying to think of what could work with VE, but I don't know. If you ask me, oh, and the U being a single U makes this look like sort of texting language. So IMHO, in my humble opinion, if you ask me in text language, he can be found above it. He can be found above it. Oh, helium can be, could it be helium can be found above it on a periodic table? What's under? I'm not actually sure if that's correct. Well, what I'm saying is I'm not sure if my interpretation of what this means could be correct. I'm just trying to think of what it could mean to say he can be found above it. Yeah, I'm not sure. God who lent his name to a weekday. Odin is the namesake for Wednesday, I think, and Thor is the namesake for Thursday, and Thor fits here. So there we go. Food container, a tin of, tinned fish, for instance. Seat at the dining table, question mark. I suspect this zone out question mark and this seat at the dining table, and maybe this as well. Yes, this also has a question mark, beginner's edition. I suspect these are all thematic clues because they're long-ish answers. They have question marks, which means they're sort of puns. Makes me think these are thematic. And also, I never read the name of this puzzle. Give Me a Break, the title of this Sunday puzzle. So I should keep that in mind when I'm trying to interpret what's going on with the theme. Beginner's edition. But I'm just not seeing what it is. I'm not making very good time. I need to pick up the pace here. All right. What else can I put in here? Fairy lookalike. Fairy lookalike. I don't know if this means a fairy whose sort of power or tendency is to imitate what others appear to be, or if it means another creature that looks like a fairy. Could be a sprite if it's the latter, but I'm not sure. Is there a fairy creature who is sort of a shapeshifter or doppelganger? I don't know. Cornhole attempts. This is a sort of throwing game. Throws maybe. Sort of toss a beanbag or something like that. Does that work? I don't know. These letters aren't looking great. I'm going to delete that. Tosses maybe? Does that look any better? The T is the same. This could be Oman, I guess, in 4 letters. Bala sort of sounds like, could be Arabic maybe. Fairy lookalike, that could be a sprite. Seat at the dining table. I have just no clue what's going on with the theme. Real name that becomes a fake one by changing its first letter. What on earth does that mean? Real name that becomes a fake one. Tranquil state of mind, a Zen state of mind. That's a useful letter. 3rd largest city of Turkey. Oh, that's another thing I wish I could just jump straight through. I don't think I can. It comes after 9, but not after 10. Comes after 9, but not after 10. 19, but not 10-teen. I don't know if that's right. Flowing tresses is hair or flowing tresses, a long flowing mane maybe. Meds often come in them for short. Meds often come in I don't know. Identifying statement. It's me, you could say, to identify yourself, sort of, to somebody. Word before tooth or candy. Eye tooth or eye candy. Those are both phrases. Subject of DC's Stone of Hope Memorial. Is it MLK, maybe? Martin Luther King? Without holding back. Yes, you did something without holding back. You did it freely. And jazz great Al Hurt, H-I-R-T, I think. Al Hurt, that looks right. Bruce Wayne in the Batman comics was an orphan. And so this still could be Everett or Evers, actually. Those were my two guesses. I don't know. Oh, but meds often come in them plural for short. So this is probably Evers. I suppose it could be Avers or something, but Evers is definitely a sort of commonish name. A handful. Some? I have some. I have a handful? Maybe. Word has it. Exclamation point. Word has it. Does it mean Microsoft Word? No idea. Orange and peach, for example. Colors or flavors or fruits. They could be, they could be colors. That's very straightforward. But it would fit the letters. Like some, all-star casts. That's certainly a phrase. If this were colors, I just want to see if that gives me, intro versions for beginner's edition, or intro version, sorry, which is also a phrase, introversion. Is that, so is give me a break means sort of break up these words, maybe? Or sorry, break up the common word introversion into two words to make intro and version. So does that mean we're looking for a single word here? Zone out. Departure. I don't know. Fortune 500 companies. Oh, the sort of new Facebook holding company, Meta, I think their logo is an infinity symbol. It could well be blue. Off. Depart mentally? To zone out would be to depart mentally, to sort of leave with your mind. And that's also a phrase, depart mentally. So that would make this not be snooze, which is very surprising to me. Let's put that in and see if it helps, because that works with meta. The Eras Tour? I don't know, maybe. Oh, I didn't look at this. When said 3 times, mantra for some accused. No idea there. Completed collection. A set. You've completed a collection, a full set. Oh my goodness, it's already almost 16 minutes and I'm not even halfway done. Okay, orange and peach are certainly colors. We can say that at this point. And word has it. Etymology? Oh, a word, it has nothing to do with Microsoft Word. It's just words, ordinary words have etymologies. They have sort of a history of their creation. Place for a plug. Oh, maybe it is what did I say? I said something about ads. Ad space. What did I say? Ad spot or ad slot or something? Ad space looks like it could be the answer. Conspicuous kissing, e.g. for short, PDA, public display of affection. When said 3 times, mantra for some accused. Deny, deny, deny? Is that a thing? That sounds like a phrase. 40 winks. What is going on here? Animal farm facility, feedlot? Oh, a few Z's. Oh, a few Z's. You're catching Z's. Oh, this isn't T. It's... No, what? What am I getting wrong here? Oh, I'm sorry, I never corrected this to be meta. That was idiotic, sorry. I just never changed that. So it's das. Okay, we have das der die. I didn't think of das as the possibility, but of course, yes. Das Boot, for instance. All right. Off. Oh, screwy, as in that's off. That's screwy. That's sort of misaligned or wrong in some way. And then this is the Eras Tour. All right, well, good. I'm glad I finished this section of the grid and I can move on at least. Tablature maybe. A novice guitarist could read guitar tablature. And I suppose by novice they mean what, as opposed to written sort of written music on a staff or something maybe? I'm not sure what that means by novice, but tablature for a guitarist is sort of a simple form of music notation. So I guess that's what that means. Okay, fairy look-alike, seat at the dining table. What have I not seen yet? Meds often come in them. Oh, mg's, milligrams. Medication is often dispensed in milligrams or dosed in it. And then flowing tresses could be a main. Right, I think I said that and then never considered writing it in. Character at the center of Dunkirk. I think it's just the letter K. Literally the letter at the center of the word Dunkirk. And the question mark means we're being a bit punny or cute about this, as we can see. Chancellor who oversaw Germany's reunification, Helmut Kohl. There we go, as German Chancellor at that time. And atop could be upon. If you're atop a hill, you're upon it. And exploits, if one exploits a person or a thing, one uses it. Organizer of a school field day for short. Maybe the PTA, Parent-Teacher Association. Do they organize school trips, perhaps? And, oh, Brazilian currency. Whoops, I'm sorry. I misspelled coal. I put K-O-H-L, which doesn't look right at all. Don't know why I did that, but the Brazilian currency is the real, so there we go. And if one goofs up, one errs or errs, as a commenter pointed out, is another common pronunciation of this word. U.S. agency originally set up to fund war expenses. The IRS, maybe? The Internal Revenue Service? Was that their initial function, perhaps? So to speak, it is said, or you say, oh, this works this way, so to speak. This, I might say, or I feels that there are too many possibilities beginning with I. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, is Izmir, is that a city in Turkey? Sorry, I have no idea if it's the third largest city of Turkey, but I think that is the name of a Turkish city. So maybe that's the answer. Does that help with this? Beauty that runs in the family. I just can't think. I don't know. Kicked out of school, say. I don't know. I'm going to delete that because I can't think of any crosses, unfortunately. Beverage that can be served hinata-kan, sunbathed. Hot sake? There we go. Hot sake can be served hot or cold. So that looks plausible. And centers of attention, the foci, the focal points, maybe? Beauty that runs in the family ends with a C. What is that? Don't know. Family member, a relative, a sister. What else would... Brother, maybe? Brother would be the correct number of letters. Dealership stat. I don't know. Car dealership, miles per gallon, maybe? Don't know. The noster in paternoster. Hours and our father? Right? I think that's what paternoster would mean. Paternoster is also a name of a sort of precursor to the modern elevator, and it's sort of, it runs consistently, and it doesn't stop. There are no doors that open or close. It just runs through an open shaft, and you step on it as it comes by. And there are a number of these in Germany, and there's also one in the sort of old city hall building in Prague in the Czech Republic. And I visited Prague recently and rode you can just walk in. It's just a civic building and it's in use by city employees, but you can just go into it and step on this elevator and ride it for a few floors and get off. And I did that, and it was very sort of surreal and feels kind of dangerous, but it's there. You can use it. All right, family member. Don't know. Pride of ignorance, so to speak. Bliss? Ignorance is bliss? Or price of ignorance. I don't know. I'm not sure what that's looking for. Like much baby food is pureed. Words of praise, an ode, maybe, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword, perhaps? And extra crisp informally, not sure. Sea change, a tide, maybe. Punny, because obviously sea change refers to a sort of major change in a more of a metaphorical sense, but here the punniness lets us know maybe we are talking about the sea. Oh, aesthetic? Beauty that runs in the family. What am I missing about this? I can't think what this is looking for, but I think it probably ends with IC for aesthetic. Extra crisp informally. Oh, high definition. Extra crisp in terms of sort of high resolution, like a television or a computer monitor. Price of ignorance. Idiocy or something? At some point. I don't know. Come to. Tally? Idiot something? Psycho mother. Bates? Norman Bates? Ma Bates? What was her actual name? I can't think what her actual name was. Okay. I can't confirm Tally. I'm going to have to delete it. Search blindly for probe for or grope for, maybe. Grope sounds more blind than probe. Dealership stat. Okay, those look like it's miles per gallon. Could be a statistic printed on a sort of car sticker. Rhinoplasty target, maybe. A broken nose? Yes, broken nose is sort of the classic target of rhinoplasty surgery. Some vintage photo tints, sepia tones. There we go. It's the classic kind of brownish photograph. Got started with off. Teed off, maybe, on a golf course, I suppose. Sorry, I started reading the clue and then read the answer. Family member. Family member. Oh, a mobster. There we go. And third largest city of Turkey. Okay, maybe it is Izmir because the R is correct. And gave a thumbs up. Oh, you okayed something? You gave it a thumbs up? Okay. Oh, kinesthetic, because beauty that runs in the family. So kinesthetic is a word, and it deals with, sort of, motion and things like that. But it runs in the family and is the aesthetic of one's kin, one's family members. Ah, there we go. That's very clever. All right. It comes after 9 but not 10. Those look like teen. 19 but not 10 teen. And kicked out of school, say. Oh, whoops, I misspelled teen. Kicked out of school, say. Oh, sent home. There we go. Rubbish, pish posh, or pish or something, maybe. Don't know. Seat at the dining table, something position. And HE can be found above it. Oh, neon. Helium must be above. Oh, I think I was right with that suspicion about helium. So helium must be above neon on the periodic table. And then seat at the dining table is it is supposition, because you have supper, you eat. And a supposition, that's a word, and that means a sort of hypothesis or an inference or something. But we give it a break. We break up the word, and we make a supposition, a position to eat. Pester with little bites. Nip at, maybe? You pester somebody with little bites, you nip at them. Okay, this is posh. So rubbish, posh, ridiculous, pish posh. And fairy look-alike. Maybe this is tosh. Is that a word? Because then this could be sprite. I think that might have been the word I was thinking of. That's tosh, rubbish. Is that right? I think that is. Real name that becomes a fake one by changing its first letter. Oh, Elias could become alias, which an alias being a sort of fake name or an alternative name at least. There we go. So real name that becomes a fake one by changing its first level. Very good, very good. And we're almost at 30 minutes. This is taking ages. Lab vial, an ampule. That's a lab. That's a vial in a lab. Long, narrow piece of jewelry. A bar pin. Yeah, sort of bar jewelry. And then, okay, the Balafort is in Oman. Okay, there we go. Price of ignorance, so to speak. Okay, so it does look like idiocy or idiot or something at some point. Could you say or so? This will happen tomorrow or so? This doesn't really mean at some point. I'm not going to put it in. Come to, cause to stumble, trip up. You cause someone to stumble, you trip them up. It divides and multiplies. I don't know. Friend of Buffy on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Never really seen this show. I sort of saw half of an episode once. Not giving me the answer to this clue. Pride of ignorance, so to speak. Psycho mother. Some significant others for short. I don't know. I mean, SOs is an abbreviation for this, but you wouldn't be abbreviating a thing that's already in the clue. Boys Club, question mark. Question mark. What is the pun? Shape of a certain bean, kidney bean. Exposed, to bear maybe? To bare your soul, to expose your soul, does that work? Shout heard in the Plaza, Mexico. Oh, Olay, maybe that's an arena, sports arena perhaps? Olay? Effectively creative. Affectedly creative. If you sort of put on an affectation of artiness, you could be said to be arty. Pink Floyd's Light Reflecting Prism for one iconic example. An album cover? It's the cover of the album Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, album art, maybe? That does fit. Okay, I'm going to put that there, but I haven't looked at all of the downs over here yet, I don't think. So let's look at those. So to speak, if you will. Yes, there we go. I hadn't thought of that before, but that's the phrase I'm looking for here. And then blank box lunch option, and 5 letters with an E in the second position. A bento box is a lunch option, a sort of Japanese lunch style of preparation, essentially. And to cancel is to nix, maybe? To nix an appointment, to cancel it. Words to a pet at the door. In or out. You could maybe ask your dog, or do you want to go out, or do you want to stay in? Long-handled hammer. I don't know. Reinforce, to bolster. Maybe, literally or metaphorically. A point or a joist or something. Swindle by instant messaging. Something with text. Instant messaging suggests text to me. Contextually. Oh, right. That's very clever. Contextually. To con somebody textually, by text. There we go. Result of some bargaining. A plea bargain in a legal situation, a court situation. And predecessor of a USB drive. PC. I don't know. Irish name meaning lover of hounds. Don't think I know that either. Like a screw after being turned counterclockwise. Well, if you turn a screw counterclockwise, you've loosened it, so it will be looser than it was before. So the screw after being turned counterclockwise is looser. Connor, that's an Irish name. Does that mean lover of hounds? It may well. I don't know that offhand. People of Western New York, probably the Erie tribe, so Eries, I would think, would be the correct region. Tone deafness medically is asonia? Don't necessarily know that phrase, but just it seems like it would be right. Let's see the crosses there. Word with where and how, but not usually why. Where are you? How are you? But not why are you? Yes, okay, that was the right suspicion. Like Halley's Comet every 75 or so years. Re-seen? Maybe this isn't R. How? Word with where and how, but not usually why. I don't know, maybe that's wrong. Formal, dressy. Oh yeah, it isn't R. Okay. Where Oh, anywhere and anyhow, but not any why. Okay. I think I came up with a valid answer, but it wasn't the correct one for this puzzle. So Halley's Comet every 75 years, 75 or so years, is re-seen. It's seen again. And a PC card. That's right. I sort of remember those. I don't think I ever used one myself. Okay. Tornado or Cutlass informally. An Oldsmobile, maybe? Oh, so this isn't if you will. Oh, if you like, maybe, so to speak, if you like. Sure. I guess that works. Gilda of the original SNL cast. It must be Gilda Radner, the comedian. And use a family crypt. Inter something. Inter... bury... inter... I don't know. We'll come back to it. To not tell a soul is to keep mum. House floor manager. Don't know what that's getting at. Adventure-seeking travelers, an old usage. Do not know. Organization established by 111 down, and president, who established the 110 down. Richard Milhouse Nixon did establish the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, signed that legislation anyway. So that's correct. And then adventure-seeking travelers, an old usage. I have no idea what this is. I wonder if I have a cross that is not correct here. More than just a sec. An hour? Is it as simple as that? Doesn't look right. This R doesn't look correct to me. Clay figures in Jewish lore. Those are the golems. Actually, speaking of Prague, so the golem was said to have been created by a particular rabbi in, I want to say, the 16th century, maybe. It's a particular rabbi, an actual real historical figure, but I think the legend itself was only really disseminated in the 19th century, sort of in retrospect. But anyway, I can't remember the name of the rabbi. A dollop could be a gob, maybe, of liquid or something, or goo. Reproductive cell, an ovum reproduces. An egg cell. Like the Toyota logo is ovular, so oval. And pointed at, say, you blamed somebody, you pointed at them. More than just a sec. Okay, well, it's not an hour. What is it? What does this mean? More than just a sec. Does it mean sec like dry, like, I don't know, or triple sec liqueur or something? Does it have something to do with that? Use a family crypt. Oh, interrelations? You inter your relations, you sort of bury your relations or entomb them. And then the clue interrelated or interrelations. I think that's probably right. Oh, so it is sec as in dry as in wine, sort of wine. I don't know, distinction or what I don't know what the term for this actually is in wine, but brute. There we go. Okay. Wow. So I was right to go there with sec. And then heralds? Adventure seeking. That doesn't seem right. An errant, surely. Oh, I just completely misspelled Nixon. I didn't put N for Nixon. Errants, as in a knight errant. There we go. Adventure-seeking travelers, an old usage. Errants, that looks right. Sorry, I did that several times in this policy. You must be wondering what's going on with my brain. I'm very tired of lost 7 hours. My flight was 4 hours delayed, so I've been very, I'm extremely behind on sleep. I'm just going to say that's the reason. Same, me too, you might say. And one named singer with the 1961 #1 hit Run Around Sue. Dion? Was Dion... I don't know if this is right. Dion is a singer's name. I don't know. I'm not sure if he sang that song. Initial Shock. I'm not sure. Sun's Setting for short. Suns, is that a sports team? Phoenix Suns sort of sounds familiar to me. I don't know. Japanese honorific. San, maybe? Polynesian language. Oh, Tongan? Be a Polynesian language. Oh, NBA, the Suns, are they a basketball team, maybe? House floor manager. Oh, a Roomba, sort of one of those sort of vacuum robots. Initial shock. Oh, OMG. Initial shock. Because it's initializing a phrase. Oh my God, is sort of initialized to OMG. I think that must be what this means. Initial shock. This is Dion. Okay, my initial instinct was correct there. All right. Something to aim for on a golf course. You aim for the par number of strokes. There we go. Whoops. Par. Bound. Oh no. Oh no, I meant to look at this. Greasy garage job. A lube, a sort of auto lube. Bounded. Something with ED at the end. Looped, you some maybe? You sort of looped around something, you bounded it? I'm not sure. It divides and multiplies. Oh, an amoeba. Amoeba, sort of a self, sort of, what, a single-celled organism, I guess, that sort of divides and multiplies. Friend of Buffy. Okay, I don't know this. But what about this? Psycho Mother. Norma, maybe? Was that her name? Norma Bates? I'm not sure. Come to. You arrive at. You total, maybe. Or these, yes, you could say these figures come to 38. They total 38. That's plausible. This looks like malefaction, boys club. Oh, it is. It is malefaction. But it's not the word malefaction. It's male faction, a boys club. There we go. Sometimes it can be helpful to sort of look at empty spaces without looking at the clue, because sometimes a word will pop into your head and it will actually end up being useful. It's probably more useful in cryptic crosswords than in these style, but still, in this case, it was certainly useful. At some point, it'll happen. Once it happens. Oh, idiot tax, price of ignorance. Okay, and then Xander, I mean, that's a name, so that could be Buffy's friend. And then, oh, I never typed in once. And then, oh, bounded, right, not as in put up boundaries, but rather you bounded, you leapt, you leaped. And there we go. That's it. That was the Sunday crossword. All right, it was a long solve, but so it often goes on Sunday, particularly when I'm as tired as I currently am. But that was it, and let's review our theme, our clever linguistic theme here. So to zone out is to depart mentally, and this is funny because you could also divide these words in a different way. You could say department ally. There'd be another way to sort of split this up and have it be something like, a faculty friend or something like that, your department ally. Anyway, in this case, it was departmentally, which is probably a bit more fun. Here we had intro version from introversion, the beginner's edition. Here, supposition becomes a seat at the dining table, a supposition, that's pretty clever. Here, the beauty that runs in the family, kinesthetic becomes the kin aesthetic. Here, malefaction becomes a boys' club, a male faction. I like these where the pronunciation fundamentally changes. I think those are often the most interesting of these in this sort of type of theme which comes up from time to time. Here, swindle by instant messaging comes from contextually or a contextually. That's very clever. I like that one. And finally, to use a family crypt from interrelations means to inter your relations, to inter relations. Very good. So that is a very clever Sunday theme by Robert Ryan in his debut construction in the New York Times. That was very nice. And it took me a while to solve it. Thanks for sticking with me till the end of the puzzle for this slightly groggy, big jumbo Sunday solve. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for the Monday puzzle, and hopefully I'm slightly more caught up on sleep, and it is a considerably easier puzzle. So do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.